What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy.
I'm Jordan.
And today we're doing a 5-minute demo / review of
The Lost Ruins of Arnak.
It's a great game. And, well, we got to save that for the end.
Yeah.
Right?
Act like you don't know that.
We're not going to tell you exactly what we think until the end, but we're going to try a brand new format here. So what we need is some feedback. We want to know what you think about this idea of doing a review / demo / live. So we're doing this live. And so we need your comments. Even if you're not catching this live, go ahead and put some comments on there. And then we would love to do that and check back with you. So I actually don't know how to see comments right now, so we'll see. Maybe they'll pop up right there.
I think so.
Okay, so let's do the 5-minute demo of Lost Ruins of Arnak starting right now. So
set the timer.
Lost Ruins of Arnak is a deck building / worker placement game. Let's show you kind of what the board looks right here. So you will get workers that you will place out onto various locations of the board. So right here are the starting locations that you can go to. And as the game progresses, you can unlock new locations that you will go to. But like what we said, it is also a deck building game. So right up here at the top, we are going to be purchasing cards that will go into our deck in a very special way. And then we are going to also be progressing down this cool science track that is over here. So this is a research track, and you'll be making your way all the way up, hopefully until you can make a run on the temple here and get lots and lots of points. Jordan, you want to show them the components that come, the cool little components we got?
Yeah, they have a lot of little pieces to this game. We have little money, a little bit of gold. I don't even know where my hand's at. Is it in view?
Yeah, you're good.
We have like different things where we have like the arrowheads, or we have the ruins, or we have little gemstones.
Yeah.
And these things are really nice.
They're all pretty nice, right? The coins and the compasses are just plain cardboard, but the rest of this is nice plastic molded pieces, and this is just a standard edition of the game, right? This isn't
nothing special.
Nothing special. Just pay your $60 and you too can have this right off of the shelf. And so on your turn, you will get to do one action, and then it passes to the next player. They get to do an action, comes back to you. You keep going around until you cannot do any more actions. After that, everybody in typical worker placement style will bring their workers back, and then you go to the next round. So the basic actions that you can do are send your worker to a location and collect that thing. The other actions that you could do are play cards from your hands for their abilities. And it's that combination of sending out workers, playing cards, or maybe paying research costs to go up this research track.
There's so much to do.
There's so much to do.
There's
keep going. No.
Okay. I didn't want to cut you off. I just wanted to jump in. But there's a lot to do. Every time I play this game, I always get overwhelmed at first because I don't know which thing I want to go for first, right? You can go this way, you can unlock these areas, and when you unlock them, these new areas, you'll get a new place. Oh, just chunk in that. You'll get a new place, and you get what it does, but then also you get a monster, a guardian, that comes out. And when you defeat it, not kill it, right? When you defeat the monster, gain its respect, that's a lot of victory points. That's 5 victory points there. So I can spend my whole game monster hunting, right?
Yeah.
Just racking up points. But there's also points on the cards up at the top. Right, I can spend this whole game just trying to buy cards to then play more cards and get more points that way, or you can attack.
Go up the research track.
And it's probably best to do a little bit of all, right?
Yeah, so we got to play this game at Gen Con. Now, I played it before. You can actually go to our YouTube channel and check it out. There's a lot. I did a preview of the game a long time ago, and then at Gen Con, Jordan and Bradley hadn't played it, so we sat down and played it. And one of the guys at CGE, which, by the way, they had the best
Yeah,
demoers.
the best demos, best area.
The best demoers, the best area of Gen Con. I mean, they did it right. But what they said is that there's 3 primary ways to score points. One, the number one way is the research track. You will get the most points collectively off of the research track. Secondly, are destroying or defeating, scaring off guardians.
Earning the respect.
Earning the respect. Daniel, our demoer, was phenomenal, and he said, you don't kill these guardians, but you earn their respect down on this area. And then the third way is through cards. So you're going to be purchasing cards that go into your deck, and then at the end of the round or at the end of the game, those are worth victory points. 3 main ways to do that. Why don't we, if we can, 5-minute demo, show them what a round looks like?
Oh, yeah?
Right? Okay. So each person has their own deck of cards. And you start out with the same ones, and so you shuffle that up, and you get how many cards?
5.
Jordan? 5 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5. So you start out the game with 6 cards, so there will be 1 card that is left. And then now on my turn, I get to play out those cards. Now let me show you. If you could see that card out on the board, some of these cards have a lightning bolt, which means that this is a free action. I don't have to use my turn to use that. The other thing that the card might have is at the top it has a travel icon. So in order for me to go to this location that is right here at the bottom of the board, which you can barely see, I have to pay a boot or higher. And so the 3 icons, or the 4 icons, I guess, that there are in the game are boots, boats, cars, and airplanes. And so let's just say I go first. Is that all right if I go first? Or no, you go first because you have
I have
gold.
first.
Okay.
Player token.
So lead the way and show us what you do on your turn.
Well, I know where you're trying to go, so I'm going to start with the little boot.
Okay, so you play a boot.
I'm going to go right here and collect 2 gold.
He gets 2 gold. Well, that's okay because I'm going to play a boot as well and go here to get 2 compasses. And so that's both of our turns. So that's how a turn would go. But the round is not over because there's still lots more, as Daniel said. A lot of things you can do here. So continue on.
All right. So I also want to say that if we don't have one of the icons for this, you can always pay 2 gold for an airplane.
Wow. Thank
great.
you. Tidbit.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
Hot tip coming in.
It's always helpful to know that.
Is, yes.
If you don't got anything, you can do an airplane. An airplane can do any of that.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna collect a couple free actions.
Okay.
Get 2 of those, and then I'm going to move my second dude.
Okay.
Look at that.
You're going to go there. Now, in this 2-player game, it is healthy to know that there are a lot of locations that are blocked off by these tokens. But if it was not a 2-player game, then you could still go to a location that somebody else was at. You just have to pay more boots to do it. I guess you got to go further in the jungle to figure it out. And we didn't talk about the theme of the game, but the theme of the game is that we have landed on the island of Arnak, and we have to go in and find cool stuff.
Exploring.
We're explorers. Yes, we're explorers. And so we can do that on the research track and on this. Now, it is, maybe we could do this now. Well, let me do this. So you already did that, so I can't do what I was going to do.
Yeah, I think I know what you're doing.
I know what you're going to do. So let's just do this since it's fun and we're here. I'm going to play one of these cards that has a truck on it. And we're going to explore a location because this would be fun to do in the demo. So I'm going to go here, I think, and I'm going to get, I think these are supposed to be face up.
Oh, yeah, they are. My bad.
And then, so what you get a number of things. So this is how researching a location goes. So now I'm exploring here, and I get to upgrade a thing. I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to do this that gives me, yeah, let's do this. I'm going to go here and get this compass. So you get that right away. And now this is an artifact that I can use later in the game. And now I'm going to explore a new location, which gives me some cool benefits. So bummer, I get a fear card, which these are like trash in your hand at first. But then I get whatever that thing is. What do we call it? A tablet?
Tablet, ruin, something.
And I get a ruby. And so now that's what I get for going to the location. But now I have to, before this round is over, I have to pay a truck and a arrowhead. If I don't, I get a fear card in my hand. But I want to do that. I really, really want to do that.
So also, whenever you're exploring a new place, you have to pay this cost down here. Which
that's right. That's right. Thank you.
3 compasses.
3 compasses to do, so I paid that, and those go over there. So now I've explored a new location and got some cool goodness.
All right, so on my turn, I'm actually going to go up the research track a little bit. I'm going to pay this cost right here. Is that in the
It's not in the picture, but we're just going to pretend like it is. So.
All right, so it's an arrowhead and a compass I have to pay to go up in that.
Okay.
And there's different routes you can take up this because there's certain things that don't connect throughout. So you might want to think about that while going up it.
Okay. Yep. And so this is a good time to talk about this. There is a book and a magnifying glass. And the way that the rules work on this is that your magnifying glass always has to go in front of or on the same level as your book. And the way that they explained it is you research it first and then you write about it.
Yeah.
So your magnifying glass, your book can be on the same level, your book just can't ever go ahead. And that is very important because depending on what you send ahead, what crosses what you're advancing on the research track, it gives you different benefits. Like for you, you did the magnifying glass, which you had to, and you get a money for that. But now if you research and send your book up, you're going to get an assistant. So we'll talk about that in a minute. So, okay, so that's what you did on your turn, right?
Yep.
On my turn, I am going to, I think I'll do the same thing, only I'm going to pay a ruby to do it. So I'll pay a ruby and I'll come over here and I will get a coin. I'm not sure where we are at on our 5-minute demo time, but why don't you show us, maybe get a card real quick? And
yeah,
then,
I got a lot of money.
Get a card, and then maybe that will kind of end the basic idea. And then we'll talk about the nuances of playing out your turn and why it gets better and better as the game goes on.
Yeah. So in this little play, I got 5, so I'm just going to spend big time just because I can.
Okay.
This little tent right here.
Wow.
And so that was 4 gold, so I keep one of mine. And whenever you buy a card, you actually just put it under your deck, just directly under there. It's not in a discard pile. It just goes for your next hand, pretty much.
Right.
It's nice.
Which is very cool. And so so that's one of the things that you could buy. The other thing that you could buy instead, which I'll just pretend like I have the resources, on my turn I will buy an artifact. What's great about these artifacts is you can use them right away. So I don't have to wait to use this. So boom, I do this, and it says that I can draw another card. That's kind of a weak one right now, but you know, let's say that it was cooler. I don't know what would be cooler. What else could I get? This says pay a coin to activate any 2 different starting locations. That's epic. So I pay my coin and I do the thing. Now the catch is I got to use it right away, which is super powerful, but then the next time it comes up, I have to use a tablet to activate it.
It's a pay each
so
time.
There's still a travel cost at the top, so I could use it for that, but that's kind of how it works. So the cool deck building aspect of this game is that those 2 ways that kind of mirror. At the beginning of the game, it's real tool heavy, item heavy, and then as the game progresses, you can kind of see here, this moves over, and now there are tools and 2 artifacts. And then as the game goes on, then there will be 3 artifacts, like that. So at the beginning of the game, there are a lot more item options, and then there are less artifacts, and as the game goes on, now you're getting rewarded for artifacts, which is a very cool concept because as the game progresses, compasses aren't as necessary anymore because maybe these locations are already filled out and you don't want to do that.
You spend it up there.
You spend it up there. So, so that is kind of the demo of the game, and so you got this research track, building out these things, deck building. Tell me, maybe we'll switch into review mode. Tell me what you love about the game.
What I love about the game. All right, I like that it's a mix between a few different types of games. Right?
Okay.
It's you can say it's a deck builder game, or you can say it's a worker placement, or even like a resource management almost.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
So,
this is definitely resource
and
management.
so there's just so much stuff that it is that I feel like it does all of it right. And I don't know. It's one of those games that I actually didn't know anything about. I sat down, I played, and I was like, I need this. I'm gonna buy this game.
I need it.
I didn't even do good.
No, but that doesn't matter, right?
No.
What I love, it's absolutely gorgeous, right? Like the components, the artwork on all of these cards. I know that you can't see it, but the artwork on all of these cards is just, it is so cool. It's so nice. It's not clip art. It's not cheesy. It just feels like we're going on this epic adventure.
It does. It pulls me in a little bit. I feel like a lot of people talk about how games don't really pull you into their theme, but I feel like I'm researching. I feel like I'm adventuring. I'm fighting these monsters. I'm getting mad when another adventurer takes my spot.
Don't take my spot.
I get into the game,
Yes.
and that always is a plus.
It is very cool. One thing, like you said, that this is a deck builder and a worker placement game. Both of those things are light. It's not a heavy deck builder, and it's not a heavy worker placement. But together, they kind of marry into this really cool combination of a medium weight Euro. This is not a light game. This is not a heavy game at all. So this is definitely a medium weight game that is. There's a little bit of a teach, especially to new people. And you've recently taught some new people, right? How did that go for them?
At first I thought maybe this is going to be a lot, and they were a little intimidated when I put so much on the board. But I mean, as long as you take it like we did, and just like, all right, your character goes here. It's very simple once it starts just going, and they just catch on. It is actually a pretty easy game to teach.
Yeah.
So that works out for it as well.
What I love about the game is at the beginning of like round one, if there is rounds. It's 5 rounds. At the beginning of round one, it feels like just like any deck builder would. That's all I can do on this turn. But it progresses to where by the time it gets to round 5. I mean, you were like saying, I can do this. Wait, I could do this instead, and you're doing that whole gamification thing that we love, where you're min-maxing and you're trying to say, well, if I trade this for that, then maybe that's going to get me 3 points, or that's going to get me 5 points, and then if I do this, then I can make one more run on the temple.
Yeah.
That'll get me 6 points. Let me do that. So you get into that whole thing near the end of the game, and there's tons of stuff to do.
Yeah, that last round is always, there's a lot that happens,
That's
right?
right.
I'll have a ton of cards, just be drawing a ton because of it, and then I'll have a million resources. The game, it sounds short when you say it's 5 rounds, but it's not too short, especially that last round.
Mm-hmm.
That last round goes.
We didn't talk about assistants, but these are really cool things that you get to use once per round, and they can actually be upgraded. So at the beginning, there might be like you get a boot or a boot turns into an arrowhead, but then when it's upgraded, you just get a free arrowhead. And so that's part of that whole, when do I use them? When do I take advantage of that? It's really, really cool how that works. So in all of our regular reviews, we do a buy it, play it, hate it rating. So green means go buy this game, add it to your collection. White means don't buy it, but you definitely play it. And then red means don't buy it, don't play it because you hate it. We're going to give you our rating right now.
Should we grab these little pieces?
On Lost Ruins of Arnak.
One of each.
Oh, yeah. Red, green. That's great.
So
red, white, green.
And make sure I'm grabbing the right one.
And let's
compasses.
Compasses. Arnak gets
greens.
2 compasses. So I mean, if they were on the edge, they're at their local game store about to pick up this game, and they stumble across our video, give them one more push over the edge.
Do it. Buy the game. Like I said, we played a demo, so we didn't even play the full game.
Yeah.
We went back to our Airbnb, and I was like, I'm gonna buy that game tomorrow. I need to buy the game. I haven't won. I've played like 3 or 4 times now. I haven't won, but I cannot wait till I play it again.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think I've played 4 or 5 times total now, and a couple of those were the solo version, which we didn't talk about that.
No.
But it's got a really cool solo thing that basically you just flip over a card and it tells you where to send the workers, the opponent AI. It's really simple to understand and plays well. There's an app where you can go through campaigns, and they're coming out with an expansion to it that gives variable player powers. So everybody has something special that they can do. It is a great game. My number 1 game of 2020. I absolutely love it. And so it comes highly recommended from the Board Game Closet.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right, that's our review and our 5-minute demo / review of Lost Ruins of Arnak. Put some comments below if you like this format and if you would enjoy to see more of it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.